Excuse me, guys. Jessica's here, says hi. Welcome, my friend. How are you this morning? Put my shoes on. Trying to put my shoes on. Pardon me, guys. An ad just popped up. I got the desktop up. Desktop up. So I can see. Hope everyone's having a good morning so far. In a minute, we're going to dive into Does God Have a Hero? My little book, 25 years since published, 26 years since written. For me, it feels a little outdated. Hopefully it still holds up, but it just does feel a little outdated. And as I find that I would express myself differently. The teachings themselves, such as they are, you know, what Huxley called, Adolf Huxley called the perennial philosophy. Jessica says, I'm here, I think. Hey, Kat, I can understand that. I think, therefore I am, is the actually opposite of how it works. I am, therefore I think. And even I am is optional. Jacob, good morning. Jacob, you're up early. Lee, nice to see you. Nice to see you all in chat. Kat says hello, friends. Susie says, perhaps the jams will help. Perhaps the jams. What kind of jams do we got going on? Jam is you're going to put it on your toast? That might help. Jessica says, okay, now my phone is better now. We got some Jacob love. Thank you, Jacob. It's a great way to start the day. Sissy says hi to Lee. Went to bed early last night at 9, woke up at 4. Man, I couldn't go back to sleep. I can understand that. Now, in yogic philosophy, you're being woken up by Brahma, the hours of God. Brahma Muhurta is the hours between about roughly the equivalent. It's a flexible timeline, roughly to an hour and a half before first hint of sunlight to about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour after. It's sacred time of the day. This is when the doorway between the worlds is at its thinnest. We are called to wake up and pray. A lot of people take issue with that. They might say, I'm not religious, I'm not spiritual, I'm not this, I'm not that. Who do I pray to? Why should I pray? This is prayer in essence. We're not asking for anything. We're simply sitting in the presence of life. The true art of prayer is simply sitting in the presence of life itself. Appreciative, grateful. You do not have to believe in God to be grateful. You don't have to believe in God to be appreciative. Take a breath and think of the alternative of not taking a breath. It's a sobering thought, right? If you can't be appreciative for that one, let's say this for Sissy, if you cannot be appreciative of that one conscious breath, you won't be appreciative for anything that comes in your life. And if you're not appreciative of anything that comes in your life, then you're going to receive less, because giving and receiving are the same thing. When you learn to wake up and be appreciative, life delivers you, shows you all the things that you have to be appreciative for. This is why in the self-inquiry that we do, we end with, what am I grateful for? The amazing thing is, the more you practice that line of self-inquiry, the more you see everything that's blossoming in your life, showing you, be grateful for this, be grateful for that. Every little moonbeam, every little ray of light that comes into your life, every little insect, crack in a sidewalk, flower blossoming. Even you become appreciative for the falling leaves, the barren trees of winter, because you see, it's really all the same thing. Last year, looking at the overwhelming greenness of early June, um, it struck me that I'm actually not seeing green. I'm actually already seeing the autumn leaves because green doesn't exist in nature. Green is the reflection of sunlight on the chlorophyll within a leaf that is showing my eyes green. So those rustic colors of autumn are already existing within the leaf of late spring. It's all one and the same. Just nature revealing itself in the infinite shades that it offers. So there's God right there. Sit, be appreciative of that. See what happens. How did I even get on this topic? I don't know. But at least we're not talking about geese. So, speaking of being appreciative, I appreciate the fact that I'm not talking about geese at 5 a.m. in the morning on a Monday morning. However, geese are a worthy topic to talk about, as we as we saw yesterday. Hello, Anna. Anna, how are you, my friend? Now, Jane Roberts. Some of you might be familiar with Jane Roberts. Some of you might even have been Sething, maybe even early this morning. Jane Roberts says that we all receive a wake-up call. Well, I should say Seth says through Jane Roberts. All of us receive a wake-up call from God between the hours of 3 and 6. Most of us, Seth didn't say this, I add this in. Most of us hit the God snooze button. You say, God, really? 3 a.m.? 3:30? 3:33? The magic of threes? It's awful early, God. Can I get back to you, say, 8:30ish after I've had my second cup of coffee and a big bowl of oatmeal? Anna says, I'm good, thank you, Yogi. So we ignore those wake-up calls. Wayne Dyer used to say, just put one foot on the ground, one foot on the floor, and say thank you. I like to say it 3 times. I also like to say that I love you 3 times. And now's as good a time as any. I love you, I love you, I love you. If you're here, I love you. If you're not here, get out of bed. I'm only going to be on for half an hour. Anna says, how are you, Yogi? I'm pretty good. I feel weird. I don't know if I'm just like deeply sore, but weird, a little off. Nothing that maybe some kettlebells won't fix in a little bit, and a good walk out in nature. And as Lee was hinting at, beavers cure everything. Hey, Shirley. Shirley says, just lost internet and security cam connection. If I disappear tonight, no worries, okay? I still know how to use a pen and paper. Let's put all our energy on keeping Shirley from, all of our thoughts, keeping Shirley from disappearing. I don't want you to disappear, Shirley. Not even briefly. Hey, Archie. Have you heard the alchemy of transforming gratitude into manifesting? Interesting concept. I have not. I wrote about not so much manifesting as gratitude, as generosity. I've become very selective in thoughts of manifesting. As I come to think, and I talk about this a lot, and I talk about this with Kat a lot, we limit ourselves with our manifesting because we see that little slice of what we want versus the grandiosity of what God has planned for us. So as I proceed through life, I become less interested in interfering with how the plans unfold. Now, I don't think that there's any one set grand plan other than awakening and that awakening can take us in so many different magnificent directions. It's not for me to select, but for me to follow. The path is laid out in like infinite directions, and I can pivot. What's another word for pivot? I can pivot. I can zig. I can zag. That doesn't say that I don't have little particular things that I don't mind putting my thoughts on. Cat says just different. Oh, hey Yogi, maybe you should really pay attention to your solstice energy forecast for today. I feel like the energy's just different. Let me get down there. Just different. Okay, Cat, I will. Speaking of which, where are you, sissy? Beavers and peas are the bee's knees. You are half right. You're half right about that. Shirley says, Dear North, what percentage is your phone charged? Zipper says, Shirley, alchemy is actually the transfer of the ego into enlightenment. Nothing is matter, just matter. My friend James Plath, he wrote a wonderful book. Highly recommend it. The Gospel of Astonishment. I love that title. Talks a lot about there's just no such thing as matter. There's the appearance of matter, but the appearance of something doesn't make the actuality of something. Because, sorry, I'm putting on my other shoe. Just because something appears, I use the desk as an example. Let's use the book because I want to hold it up and I'm going to read from it in a minute. Feels solid, right? I have a texture, I can hear sound, but it doesn't really exist in a book until there's the intent of the book, and then the book comes into focus. Dancing Molecules. Hey, that would be a good title for a book, wouldn't it? Everything is energy. Everything. But where does energy come from? Can you hold energy itself? We can hold the form of energy, a book, a desk, a cat, a body. But you can't hold energy itself. And a possibility just is. Energy holding energy. Everything comes from nothingness. And yet nothingness is the infinite potentiality of somethingness. A lot of times, that nihilistic approach. People like, I don't want to talk about anything nihilistic. Nothingness. But again, nothingness, you could better say nothingness is capacity. And capacity serves one purpose only, to hold. This is why the Zen Sutra, the Buddhist Sutra, Heart Sutra, emptiness is form, form is emptiness. The operative word is. Doesn't say that emptiness becomes form and that form reverts back to emptiness. It says that emptiness is form right now. And form is emptiness right now. So if everything is empty in and of itself, inherently empty, Brahma, God, that's the potentiality of all things to exist, all things to appear, and then fall back into Brahma, fall back into the godness of God, including you and I. What a marvelous thing. We don't really come and go. We don't really come and go. We disappear, and then we sink back down into the infiniteness of Brahma. Soul says, Jesus is Lord. Okay. Not going to argue that. I'd have no business to. Yesterday was a day of practice and what I preached with social media break, resting and nourishing with colorful foods. Rest and digest in literal form. Good for you, sissy. Energy is required to manifest. Gratitude is self-evoked energetic forces from within. Thank you, Jacob. We got some more Jacob love. Sissy says, Kat, I'm working on it. Premiere will be scheduled for 6:30. I will be back for my walk. I'll be drinking green tea. I'll be hanging out with Sissy. As prescribed by Dr. Kat. I have found personally, if I get a message like that from Kat, listen to it. Jessica says, if I don't want to go to the funeral tomorrow, does that make me wrong? No, it does not. Jessica says, no, not at all. Who really wants to go to a funeral anyway? Funeral is saying goodbye to a body. Do you feel the need to say goodbye to a body? It's not wrong to go to a funeral, and it's not wrong to not go to a funeral or to not want to go to a funeral. Can you say goodbye to a body right where you are now? And can you be appreciative of the fact that the spirit is ongoing? If you can do that right where you are, why travel? Now, you might want to connect with other people. You might want to be there to help other people grieve. You just might want to be a presence there to help other people, which is good, but it's not required. Do you remember the self-inquiry we did? And one of them was, what do I really want? If you get quiet and you keep asking yourself, don't settle on an answer. What do you really want, Jessica? What's most healing for you in this moment? And can you honor it? Thank you, Archie. Archie drops the link for Jessica. Archie always comes in and helps other people. Much appreciated, Archie. God's child says, just got back from being in the presence of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The peace is so unbelievable, and the love of God is so amazing. Absolutely. Thank you, God's child. Appreciate that. Jessica says, I can do that here. You certainly can. Says yes, not to go. Now, here's the big secret. Align yourself with what you want, with what you truly want, and don't be swayed by the voices of the world that tell you that you should do and think and be otherwise. Like my cat. He just fussed at me for no apparent reason. I'm sure she has a reason. For some reason, my cat thinks that all is better with my hand on her head. Fortunately, not everyone is like that. I don't necessarily feel better with someone's hand on my head. It would be a little awkward going through life, eating my oatmeal, someone's hand on my head. But occasionally, I guess. And it says, align myself with what I truly want. And the key is to keep asking, what do I want? To keep coming into, to allowing it to keep coming into focus. Any moment that you need to connect, or any moment where you feel that shift coming on, Kat was talking about, things feel different, then realign. What is it that I want? Life is never just set. It's unfolding, infinitely unfolding. We're not static. Thank you so much, Archie. Hey, let me read real quick. We're going to take a... Jessica, you're welcome. Jessica, we'll finish off with some breath work in just a minute. I don't remember what I read yesterday. I think it was about when you see someone who is different. So we'll go on to the next one that I remember. Hand on the head is a reminder of seeing things differently. It's awareness to change. You hear that? She's just looking at me blankly and said, don't worry about it. Just put your hand on my head. All right. When you feel more joy in helping another than you do in your own personal gain, you are truly God's hero. In a very real sense, when we help another, we help ourselves as well. The spiritual connection between all of us is real and is easily experienced. How often have we given of ourselves to loved ones only to feel the warm glow of love and gratitude they bestow upon us in return? We can magnify this experience by applying it to everyone we encounter in a daily routine. This may sound like a noble concept and perhaps a difficult one to put into practice. Life, with its many problems and everyday difficulties, can sometimes drag us down. This makes it extremely hard to even communicate pleasantly with others, let alone lend a helping hand to a complete stranger. Once again, we start small and have plenty of patience with ourselves as well as with others. We make simple choices in our daily interactions. We simply choose to be nice rather than mean or indifferent. We choose to smile at others as well as ourselves. We choose to help in any small way we can, by holding a door open for someone, forgiving a rude comment, or forgiving the person who cut us off in traffic. We can simply offer silent blessings of peace and happiness along with our smiles. These small gifts of ourselves will add up. Together they will begin to change us from within. Others will quickly begin to respond to this inner change. We will notice people smiling at us for no apparent reason. Doors will be opened for us that remained closed before. As this spiritual connection grows stronger, we will know that giving to others is truly the hero's path towards God. Hey, Mike and Venus. How are you? How are things in the Philippines, my friend? Archie's in the Philippines as well. There's something I was going to add to all of that. I have no idea what it was. Jacob's in the background listening. I appreciate that, Jacob. We're going to head out in just a minute. It is Friday for Cat. Monday for you and I, Friday for Cat. I choose to select it as my Friday too. Semper says, Eric, that's why imagination is so important. We must not lose that ability. It's a gateway to becoming a hero. Thank you for that, Sniper. Beautifully said and meaningfully put. Anna says, thank you so much, Yogi. Thank you, Anna. Jessica says, that's the first time I've heard a little of me in any of this. Is that good, Jessica? All right, we're going to be working on breath retention for a little while. So much peace found in that little space of silence. So we're going to start the morning with breathing in for a count of 4. No special nose thingy. Hello, Praveen. We're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold the breath for a count of 8. We're going to exhale for a count of 8. When we hold the breath, sink into the stillness. Soft focus. We're not staring intently. Soft focus between the eyebrows. Allow yourself to be. Thoughts come, don't worry about them. Just sit, just sit, just sit. Soon as you find just by sitting, silence begins to show itself. Silence begins to unfold. So we're going to breathe in for a count of 4. We're going to hold for a count of 8. We're going to exhale for a count of 8. Let me know who's in. We're going to do a few rounds, and then we're going to wrap it up for the morning. If you only had 3 qualities, it would be imagination, intuition, and empathy. Sniper, you reminding me of Neville. which is a huge compliment, by the way. Before Seth, before Abraham Hicks, there was Neville. Pavine, how's your hand feeling? Lee says, I have to go now. Have a great day. All right, so who's in for breath work? Jessica gave us a thumbs up. All right. All we need is one person. And it says imagination, intuition, and empathy. Pavine says, after many days of raining today, proper sun is out. Sir, so watching close. Awesome, Pavine. Enjoy the sun. Archie says, brother, I host I miss Rosie, and both Josh Edit. I can't see here. Josh was in yesterday, several times. It's been a few days since I've seen Rosie. See if we can set her in to a live stream sometime. Pavine says, ready for breath work. Mike says, things are good here. Awesome. Thumbs up from Pavine. All right. So, guys, if you can close your eyes. Kumboka, meaning retention, is what we're going to practice. Sink into that silent breath hold. We're going to breathe in for count of 4. We're going to hold for count of 8. We're going to exhale for count of 8. Later today, we'll increase that breath hold. Actually, let's increase the breath hold now. Let's breathe in for 4. Let's hold for count of 12. And exhale for count of 8. Changing on the fly. Sink into the silence of the breath hold. Bring a light, soft, and easy focus to the breath right now. Right at the nose. Just note, breathing in through the nose, exhaling through the nose. In through the nose, exhale through the nose. As thoughts come in, just keep noting, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Very gently introduce that ujjayi breath. Ha. Soothing sound of the ocean. Healing breath. That very gentle sound of the ocean is healing. Every cell in the body is consciousness itself and responds to that call of the ocean. Primordial consciousness itself. Healing. Just with that gentle sound, that gentle ha sound. As we draw the breath in the nose, our very next breath, we're going to breathe in for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. A gentle hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath settle. Its own rhythm. Do a few more ocean breaths, a few more ha, as you allow the breath to gently settle back into its natural cadence. No effort required on your part. The breath is given, the breath is received, and the breath is extended outwards. The true gift of giving and receiving, all displayed in one unified function of sustainability of life. And not a single thing is needed. Allow your day to spread from that moment of easiness, from the knowingness that for life to exist itself, no effort is needed on your part. And all you have to do, all you are ever meant to do, is to give that away. The only function of energy is to expand, is to give, is to love. You are that. You are that in which you seek. Relax. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Let's see you guys in the chat. Hey, Mark. Gravity Core Fitness is here, says Slowly Yogi Chat. Mark, how are you, my friend? It's nice to see you. We got some jewels from Sissy. Thank you so much, my friend. Much, much appreciated. We're going to wrap things up in just 1 minute. Mark, I hope you're having a good day. I know it's a bit later for you guys. I think it's already almost 11 o'clock in the morning, getting close to lunchtime. Shirley says, Mark and Joe, send some love. Mark says, we are great, Yogi. Thanks for asking. How are you, Sadoshi? I'm pretty good. Pretty good. I had you guys up for a little bit yesterday. I always get so much. Here's the bottom line. Always good information. I mentioned to you before, I love listening to you and Joe's specifically on nutrition, because even though I'm vegan, what you talk about still aligns very much with my own views. But I think most importantly, I get useful information. Most importantly, I just feel a whole lot of joy hanging out with you guys, which is important. Experiencing joy, knowing yourself is joy, being with joyful people, really important for emotional health, for mental health, for spiritual health. Just being with the right people that you resonate with. Mark and Joe offer that. Free says, Archie, kindly note my word. If you keep on sharing your videos like this, you yourself will spoil your channel growth, brother. Algorithms will get distracted from your core audience, my experience. Well, thank you for that information, Praveen. Praveen says, awesome, sir. Thank you, Praveen. Jessica says, thank you, Eric. Hey, how was that breath for you, Jessica? How was that breath for you, Anna, and anyone else who might have participated? Sissy says, it's not much, my friend. The piggy bank is collecting cobwebs. Hey, Sissy, never doubt how much you give. You give of yourself every single day. I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate your presence here. The energy that you give, the love that you give, the humor and joy that you give are indispensable to my every single day. It's amazing how people become such a fabric of your life, which is awesome. But here's one problem with when people become that fabric of our existence. Sometimes we can start to take it for granted. I hope, my prayer for myself, I never get to the point where I take any of you all for granted. I am amazed that any of you choose to spend any time with me whatsoever, let alone an entire morning talking about geese or forks, or what else did we talk about? Any other weird stuff that I find happening, that you put up with me singing, and that you sit and you do some breath work with us. There's so many ways of giving, Sissy, and you know every single one of them, and you do it so beautifully and perfectly. All of you demonstrate that so well. Look at Anna. She shows up. No big announcement. It's almost magical. Anna appears and instantly starts to give of herself. And I bet you Anna never comes in and says, how should I give? She just shows up and allows herself to be who she is. It's a wonderful thing to experience. All right, let me catch up in the chat. Anna says, I'm feeling so happy, calm, and blessed, Yogi. I thank you so much. And thank you. Praveen says, salute to you, my friend. Hope your hand is feeling better. And have a good laundry day. Enjoy the sunlight. I know it's still monsoon season for you. 30 likes. That's because of Brother Jacob. Sissy says, yesterday I was, and you're welcome, Mark. You are welcome. Speaking the truth, my friend. Sissy says, yesterday I was absent often because I really needed some shadow work and rest so that I don't hit another decline. Wise. I'm glad that you guys are experiencing, that you are enjoying the experience of that breath retention. Really, really healing within that space that we can give ourselves. When we take it to the far end, as we probably will, which might be breathing in for 4, or maybe breathing in for 6, and holding for anywhere from 16 to 24 seconds, exhaling for, let's say, a count of 12. That's pretty advanced. That means we'll be taking almost 1 breath per minute. Imagine how low the heart rate gets for that short period of time. Semper says, bringing it back to graduation, being grateful to others and situation taking place. Thank you, Sniper. Shirley says, the only bandwagon I've ever jumped on is the Love Anna one. If you got to be on a bandwagon, that's the perfect one to be on. Anna says, I am so blessed, Yogi. And you share it. You share that blessing. Such an awesome live stream, sir. Thank you, Praveen. You guys make it. 6, 16, 12. So the perfect ratio for Kobaka breathing, no matter how it's presented, is a ratio of 1, 4, 2. So if I breathe in for 4, I would hold for what? 4, 8, 12, 16, I would hold for 16, and I would exhale for a count of 8. So you see that I 4 and 4 make 16. So if I breathe in for 5, it would be 5, holding for 20, exhaling for 10. If I breathe in for 6, it would be breathe in for 6 and hold for 24, right? And exhale for a count of 12. But we need to master the ujjayi breathing, that ha, so that we can expend the breath for that length of time. So I can breathe in for that count of 6. If I try to do it without the breath, it's possible, but I have a tendency, we all have a tendency, we breathe in a little too deeply, a little too much, and we don't quite make it to 6, and there's a little bit of strain. We want to do it without strain. So when I introduce that ujjayi breath, now I can sip in air just a little bit. And I hold for that count of 24, and I'm going to exhale for a count of, what did I say, 12? Perfect. Could not have done that without using that. I don't know if you could hear me. Very gently. Got a little bit of a head rush just doing that. All right, guys. I got to go. We're out looking for beavers. They got construction on the pond. Man, I think we have another 3 weeks of this. Don't like it. But I love you guys. Don't like the construction, but I love you guys. Hey, Better Self Daily. Hello, sir. It's me. Oh, Praveen. This is my wife. Knew I created a week before. Motivation and Spiritual channel. Awesome. Hey, Easy. I mentioned you last night when you were live. I'm going to bring Praveen's channel up so I can look at it later. Can we pencil in one of those breathwork sessions for the collective? Yes. We're going to do it again this afternoon. I'm committed as long as people show up. Hey, Eric LaPointe. Thank you. Eric says another great life. Eric, I hope you have a great day today. I'm committed to at least one breathwork per live stream session for whoever is here and wants one. So we did, what did we do? We did 4, 12, and 8. We'll keep working with that for a bit. Maybe we'll try the longer. Maybe we'll do 4, 16, and 8 and see how that goes. We did that yesterday, right, Jessica? All right. Gotta go. Thank you, my friends. Love you. I think I already said that, but let's say it one more time. 4, 16, 8. Remind me, sissy. We'll do it this afternoon. We'll be there, Easy. All friends, please, my cooking channel. You got it. Please says, bye, sir. Jessica says, yes, Eric. Love you, Eric. I love you too, Jessica. Maybe we'll do that breath today with that self-inquiry that we did a couple days ago upon Kat's request. You guys know that I'm never going to say no to Kat, right? So she asked for that, and I'd love doing it, and we'll do it again. Just 4 questions we ask ourselves. Breath work. We'll do breath work. We'll ask ourselves the questions, and then we finish with a meditation. Remind me. Love you guys. I'll see y'all later.